Hello, Mr. Randy here. Today we're going to start the unit on orthographic projection or multi-view drawing, both like terms if you will. And this is our method of showing two-dimensional views of three-dimensional objects. And I'm not going to get into a detailed description of the theory behind this, instead going to demonstrate for you the AutoCAD part of it. In your class documents, we begin with a couple of worksheets for you to practice multi-view projection. And the document asks you to start a new part file, so I'm going to go up and click on the new new drawing file. And instead of choosing one of the default templates, you're instructed to go to the support drive. So I'm going to go up to the templates pull down here and go to support, classes 101, and then you're going to choose MV Multiview 01 or Multiview 02. However, I'm going to choose this demonstration drawing. Don't do this. This is not an assignment. This is just for Mr. Mann or I to demonstrate. So I'm going to double click that, and it's going to open up a worksheet for me. There are 4 problems on this worksheet. The 2 worksheets that you will do will be similar in layout. I'm going to zoom up on the first problem here, and this is presenting for us a front view and a top view of a part, and we're going to need a right side view over here. Well, as you learned in our discussion about multi-view drawing, the front view and the left or right side view shows the height of the part. In this view we see the width or length of the part. Over here we're going to see the depth of the part. Likewise, in the top view we see length or width here. In this direction we're seeing the depth because this is the top view looking down. Again, this is the front edge of the top view, and this is the back edge of the top view. Just like this is the top of the front view and this is the bottom of the front view. So the edge of the view closest to the view above is that surface. So if this is the top view, this is the top edge. Likewise, this is the front edge because it's the edge closest to the front view. So I need to start a right side view. Well, excuse me. I can draw a line and just shoot across here and transmit, if you will, the height of the part over to my right side view because it's going to be the same in both these views. To get depths, however, I need to be able to transmit this information over to this view. So for instance, this depth will be equal to the depth over here. We typically do that with a miter line. So I'm going to draw a line up to find the corner of this view. That's the corner of the smallest envelope that this view fits in. And then I'm going to draw a line up at an angle of 45. So I need to do an angle override. So we'll go greater than 45. You can see that in my command prompt right here, and hit enter. And now the line is locked to 45, and I'm just going to get up above the back surface of that part, right about there. Just make sure that line is taller than this. And now I can draw a line from this corner, bring it over to the miter line and grab that intersection on a horizontal line, and then I can come straight down and click it in. That will be again the front edge of the part because this is the front view. The back edge of the part will be created with a line over and down there. This is now the envelope for my right side view. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the corner, so I'm going to do a fillet, and I'm going to type an R for radius and make sure it's 0. It is, so I'll just hit enter, and I'm going to pick these 2 corners. I'll enter to repeat and pick these 2 corners, enter to repeat, pick these 2 corners, and enter to repeat and pick these 2 corners. Okay. I now have the envelope for that view. This may not be what it ends up looking like, but that's the outside box. Alright, I'm going to take these 2 lines out just for clarity's sake. I have a surface here Looks like a planar surface to me. And if I look down in the front view, the only thing that is that width is this line. And so we're going to have to presume that this is the edge view of this plane. Okay, I don't see more lines, so I can't have like some weird angled surface or something. All I have is this. This surface from here to here exists from here to here. Okay, because it's at this height. And it starts at the front edge and goes back that distance. So it starts at the front edge, goes back that distance. That's that surface right there. So let's get that in there first. I'm going to do a line from that surface over and down. And then I'll take this line over. So I have a surface that's this deep. And then this surface is probably this line right here. So I have some trimming to do. First of all, I can fill it and clean out that corner, and then I could fill it, and I'm going to clean out that corner, and we'll clean up that corner. So this is a surface, that's this line right here, an edge view, and again we're presuming that this sticks out because we see it sticking out here. So that's that little stick out right there. Alright, I'm going to take that out. Now I have a notch in this view, we can see that. And I can see I have a corresponding hidden line here. So this surface is this tall. That's this surface, is this tall. In this view, I'm going to see the surface. I'm going to see a rectangular surface there. So I'm going to draw a line and get the height of that surface. I'll take that over. And then I'll take over the width of that surface, and I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom because I know that surface goes all the way down to the bottom. And we'll take this one across and down. Again, I can fill it and pick up these corners to get that surface. Now I'm missing one more thing. Let me take this line out to clear up that space. We'll take these out too. I have a corner right here. That corner, if I look in the top view, runs across here and across here. So I need that corner in the front view, so I'm going to do a line. I'll take it all the way across, and then we'll trim, and we'll clean out those two. That corner is broken in the middle because there's nothing in that space right there. It's empty space. That corner is interrupted. I have no hidden lines, so this is my finished drawing. When you produce your multi-view problems to hand in, we would like you to leave the miter line in. So if you want, you could put this on the construction layer. That way it won't print. Whoops, sorry. Put that on the construction layer so it doesn't print. But when we're grading your project, if you made an error in your miter line, it will change the width of this view. If we don't have the miter line, we're just going to count up all the mistakes and give you a deduction that'll be rather sizable. If we can see by seeing your miter line that it was a problem with the miter line, your penalty should be much less severe. So leave your miter lines in. You don't need to leave all the projection lines in, but do leave your miter lines. All right, let's slide over and do another one. I have a front view and a top view, and this time we need the left side view. Okay. So we're going to produce a left side view here. So once again, I'm going to start out by just projecting my height across, and I'm in the construction layer, but that's okay, we'll leave it there. Again, I'm going to need a miter line up here to transmit the depth of the part over here to the left side view. So I'm going to do a line from this corner. I don't need to create the envelope because it's a rectangular piece. And my angle now, this is 45 plus 90 would be 135, so we're going to go angle 135. We'll take that out there. Now I'll draw some lines, and we'll just take the depth across to begin and down, and then the front edge over and down. Here's my front view. I'll go ahead and draw some object lines over the top. So I'm going to switch to the object layer now. and we'll draw some lines, and I'll just snap right over the top of the construction geometry, like so. All right. I'm seeing a pair of lines here that tells me that I have either the edge view of a plane or intersection between two planes. And I have a planar, what looks like a planar surface right here. So this rectangle has to be a surface because it's got edges. When I look in the front view, I can see that that surface is exactly the size of this line. So I'm going to assume that this hidden line is a flat surface that's down in this far, and it is a straight cut down. So there's a big notch out of the back left corner of the part. In my side view over here, I'd be looking in this direction, from out here looking in this direction. I would see that notch. It would be visible to me. So I should expect to see that notch as visible lines in this view. So I'm going to take a line over from that surface and just bring it down, and then I'll bring a line across and we'll fillet that corner, and that gives me that surface is right there, and this is this back surface. One of the things you might have noticed, which I'll mention right now, is that what we call a normal surface, which is any surface that's facing a front, top, right, left, bottom, back side, or bottom or back view, a normal surface will appear as an edge in two views and as a surface in a third view, always. It's a definition of a normal surface. The front of the part right here is a normal surface. It's an edge view over here. It's an edge view over here, and it's a surface or a plane in this view. All right, so let's trim this off. And let's take that line out. Now, back here, I have something happening. I have two lines here that tells me there's a change in this face. And when I look at my top view, I see I have an angled line here that is the same width as this. Again, because this is an object line, and because of the size and shape I see here, the presumption is that this is a cut corner off the part. The corner's been machined away on this angle down to this depth. So I'm going to take the depth or height over. I'll just take it, I'll take it all the way across. And then I'm going to take this corner over to my miter line and down. And we see when I do that, we can zoom way up, it's right on top of the line for this. Okay. Well, that means we're going to have some decision making here. So I'm going to fillet between here and here. And then I'm going to trim off and get rid of these two lines. Now, the question for you is this surface, when I look from the left side looking in at the part, do I see that surface? Is it visible or is it hidden? So if I'm looking in at this side of the part, this is on the back side. This is the right side of the part. In this view, the left side view, the right side of the part is way to the back. So that would be hidden. Well, for right now, let's just grab those two lines and put them on the hidden layer. However, we have a rule in orthographic projection, and it's called precedence of lines. And if you will, it's who wins, which kind of line wins when you have two lines on top of each other. So the rule is that visible lines, what we would call object layer lines, the visible lines is always the winner. So visible lines are always on top, then hidden lines, and then center lines. So when you have a visible line and a hidden line in the same place, the hidden line goes away. Okay? So I'd see this piece of hidden line, I would not show that one. Leaves the reader possibly slightly confused in this situation, but nonetheless, that's the rule. We can't show duplicate lines here. So this is actually my finished left side view. Okay? All right, let's zoom out. And let's have a look at this one. All right. Interesting pair of views in terms of appearance. Again, we're looking for a left side view. I'm going to go ahead and transmit my height over. I have one more height here I'm going to have to deal with. I have a line here that looks to be probably a surface. So I'm just going to go ahead and transfer that also. I'll draw a miter line at an angle of 135. And then I'll transmit my depths over and around. I'll go ahead and take this corner over, and I'm going to bring it partway down. And I'm going to go ahead and take this corner over and partway down. We'll just let those hang out up there for a minute. All right, so here's my front view. I'm going to create the box, so I'm going to fill it. Or I'm sorry, left side view. I'm just going to fill at those corners just so I have an envelope here. Okay. All right, and let's delete these lines. We'll get those out of the way so we're not confused by what's going on up here. All right. Well, first thing, I have a notch going through the part. I can see it in this top view, and I can tell the hidden lines go from top to bottom. So that means they're going to go from top to bottom here at that depth, and that's this line. So I'm just going to pull that down. We'll get the easy part out of the way here. And I'll put that on the hidden layer because it's still hidden. It's inside the part somewhere. Okay, now I have a surface here. I can see it. This is an open space here, and I have to assume, because it's got a bounding box around it, that it's a flat planar surface, because all I see in this view is a flat line. So I have a flat planar surface, and that surface starts at the front of the part here, and it ends right back here in this corner. So that surface goes all the way back to here. So when I look in from the left side of this thing, I'm going to see that surface going from front all the way to the back. So that line goes all the way across the view. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim and snip those off. All right, do we have anything else here? What do you think? Oh yeah, I think so. I have a flat surface right here. I see an edge view of a plane here. And it has a corresponding line here that tells me the height of that plane. And I'm seeing it again right here. That's the planar surface. You remember our rule, edge view, and as a box or a plane, that means in this view it's going to be an edge view this far back. So I could project this over, which I did, and this is that line. I'm going to project this down, and that corner stops right there. So I'm going to bring it down to there. Bring this down to the top, and I would see that object line there. Now, in this area, there's nothing out here. That's going to be open space, because that flat surface, there's nothing forward of that flat surface except the bottom lip that's sticking out. This area out here is at this height. So I got to take this geometry away out here. So we'll trim and snip that away. And there is our rather odd looking left side view of that part. All right, finally, let's slide this over. And this assignment actually has an error in it, so we need to fix that error. And we decided in class today to make this a little more interesting looking. So we're going to take a line from here, back to here, and up. And let's trim off take that out of there, and then this is actually going to be hidden. That'll make it more fun. There we go. So we're going to make this our front view and our top view of this assignment. And let's have a look at how that would happen. I'm going to start a line, and again, transmit my height. We're creating a front view now, so I have the right side and the top view. Everything just projects. There is no miter line. And there's my front view. I'm going to fill at those corners. That's the box or the envelope for my front view. Okay. All right. I have a corner right here, intersection between two planes right there. And when I look in my top view, I see that that exists only right here. That's the only place this line exists, is from here to here. So I have a little corner right there. So I'm going to bring a line down and a line over. And I'll trim that off. And that surface goes all the way to the floor. So I'm going to bring that on down. So that is this little surface. This is an inclined plane right here, not a normal plane. So it shows as a plane in two views, as an edge in one view. So normal surfaces are a surface in one view, an edge in two views. Inclined surfaces, or foreshortened surfaces, tend to be shown as a plane in two views and an edge in a third view. I have a notch running through the back of the part. This one's pretty simple. We've done it already. I'm just going to pull that across. We can see from the top view that goes all the way through. And we'll take this one across. We'll put these on the hidden layer and then we'll trim them off. And there we have our front view. Actually a pretty simple view, given the different geometry we have here. Alright, so that's the multi-view problem. You'll then edit the title block. So remember to double click the title block. We always get one or two students turn in a Jane Doe drawing and we don't know who that is. So make sure you edit the name, KID, class, file name, etc. when you save this. Alright, let's throw that away. And I'm going to slide this over now and expose behind here a little multi-view drawing problem, just to demonstrate from a clean sheet what this would look like. So here's a part. It's shown in 3D, and we have a pretty standard rule of thumb here in our classes for 101, and that's typically when I give you a pictorial drawing like this, this will be the left side view. Looking down on it will be the top view. I'm sorry, this will be the front view. Sorry for the confusion. The front view looking in towards this face. Looking down on it will be the top view. And looking in from the end over here, looking in this direction at the part, this will be the right side view. So imagine unfolding this, if you will. So we could see the top, front, right side. So if we unhinge that kind of box, we'll lay those views out: top, front, and right side over here. All right, this looks to be an inch drawing. These are small numbers, 4 inches. 4 millimeters would be a very tiny part. So this will be an inch template. So we're going to start a new file with the inch laser template. And I'm just going to start with a line anywhere. If you wanted to start it at 0, 0, you could certainly do that. And I'm going to draw a line up, and I'm going to go up exactly 1.5 because that's the height of the part. And we can see that dimension over here. So I'm going to zoom up. I've got a lot of space here. That's the top of the part. I'm going to draw this line over at 4.12. That's the length of the part. I'll come back down. This is the shape of my front view. I'm going to go ahead and trim off that geometry. We'll leave it like that. So this is the bounding box for this view. This is 0.76 high, so I'll offset 0.76. Again, I'm using shortcut keys, so O for offset. I'll keep reminding you of those because I don't have most of my buttons up here because this window is so small. Back here, this surface is 0.94 wide, so I'm going to offset 0.94. Click to the right. And then I'll fillet this corner and this corner. Again, I'm filleting with a radius of 0. We'll learn to use fillets with other radii as we move on into this unit. Okay, I can find this corner. It's 1.9 back, so I'm going to offset 1.9. There's that corner. I'm not going to deal with the slot here because that's all hidden geometry in this view, and I don't want to have to do a lot of math to figure out where that will end up. So we're not going to mess with that in this view. I have a line across here. It's 0.44 down. So I can go ahead and offset 0.44. Oops, I'm still in the offset tool there. Let's fix that. So let's try to get offset 0.44. And that's 0.26 wide, this notch that's cut out of there. So let's offset 0.26. And I'm not sure where that's going to end. You can see the line there, but that's a function of this angle. So I don't know where the top of this line is going to be yet. But I do know this corner stops right here. So let's zoom up. I'll just pull that back to the intersection. And I'm going to, just for safety's sake, and I suggest you do this, I'm going to pull that down a little bit. Just to remind me that there's something going on there. I can't have a line just ending out in space in this drawing. I know there's an L over, but I don't know where it is yet. So I'm just going to leave that there just to tell me that something's going on. All right. In your assignment packets, when you do these multi-view problems, it's going to tell you that the views should be exactly 2 inches apart or exactly 50 millimeters apart. That's to make our lives easier when we grade your drawings, so please adhere to those rules. So I'm going to offset 2 inches. And then I'm going to offset the depth of the part, which is 2.3. So we'll offset 2.3. I'm going to connect the line here. It should be the back of the part. I'm going to draw a line up from here. I'm now going to fill it. I'll just grab these two and it forms the corner for me. That's why fillet's so handy. I'm going to take this line across the part. I have a slope this way and a slope that way. I'm going to have to do a bunch of offsets here. I got to go 0.3, 0.46, 0.78, 0.46 to get that spacing. I'm going to stick a little line out here to make it simpler. Offset 0.3, offset 0.46. Offset 0.78. I'm just reading this string over here. Offset 0.46. I did it right. This space and this space should look pretty close. All right, I'm going to do a line from here to here and from here to here. These are going to go away when we trim. Then I'm going to have a line coming back from here. I don't know how far it is yet, so let's figure that out. Let's delete that. I don't need it anymore. It's 1.12 back to the arc. So let's offset 1.12. Now I know this line's going to go all the way back to there. All the way back to there. I'm going to have an arc out here. Let's see if this will work. Let's see what happens if we do the midpoint. I'll just type it. It's not showing on my screen. And I'm going to zoom way up on that and see if that came out. Looks pretty good. All right. Get rid of these lines. And then I'm going to clean up these corners. So I'm going to fill it from here to here, from here to here, here to there, and from here to there. Clean up those corners. This can go away. And I will trim. Oops. Trim. And get rid of that. Oh, sorry, can trim right there too. Okay, I'm going to kick this line up. That goes all the way across. And I'm going to kick this line across so we can make those notches. All right, so the notches look to be 40 deep. So I'm going to go offset 0.4. And then I can clean up this corner, so I'm going to fill it. And I'm going to have to trim up here, otherwise I'm going to lose some geometry. So we'll trim those away, and we'll trim that out, and we'll trim that out. And I can get rid of these. Got one more trim to do. Let's take that out of there. Okay. I've got a corner up here, two of them. We can see them there, but we don't know where they are. There's no dimension except that angle. So We're going to have to do the right side view. I'm going to do that pretty quickly. I'll go ahead and create a miter line. I have to find the corner of the box, and then I'm going to go up at angle 45. Okay, again, find the corner of the box here, and I'm going to delete those now so that your view spacing will be the same. All right, line. Go quickly here, and I'll take the back, and I'll go ahead and pick up these corners just for the fun of it. One more. I'm going to take a line across, and a line across, and I'm going to go too far on that one. Trim. Let's snip all these out of the way, and let's snip off all these, just for the fun of it. Okay, these can go away. This side's going to come up some distance. I don't really know how high yet. We'll take it up there. And now we have this angled surface, and how are we going to get that in there? It is a 30-degree drop from 0.44. So I'm going to take a line across from 0.44, and we're actually going to go uphill at 30 degrees. So I'm going to do a line from here. That's this corner, by the way, 0.44 down. And we're going to go uphill at 30 degrees. So we're going to go angle 30, and there's that line. I'm going to do the same thing from this side, but now my angle is different. It's going to be 180 from here, 180 straight across, but I want to go up 30. That's clockwise, or negative. So 180 minus 30. So I'm going to go 150. Angle 150 right there. So let's zoom up on that. We're going to fill it from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here. Again, you could use the trim tool for that. It's up to you. I'm going to take that line out now. I don't need it. I'm going to trim and snip those off. All right, my front view is looking pretty good, or side view is looking pretty good here. I do have this notch in the background. Let's deal with that before we come back to our other views. So let's take a line from here over and down, over and down. I'm going to trim that off, delete those, and those are hidden. They're on the back side. And so I'll switch those to the hidden layer. There we go. Now, that intersection, which is right there, then answers the question, where is this line? So remember, we had a missing line here. That's the intersection right there. So I'm going to take that line across. Then we can fill it that corner in. Fill it. There we go. And that took care of that question for us. All right. What are we missing now? Well, I need some center marks, and I have a edge of a cylinder right here. That creates a line in this view, so I need a hidden line there. So let's go from the quadrant point. Straight down. Trim that off. Like so. And that goes on the hidden layer. Okay, need a couple center marks. So let's make the center layer our current layer. Oh, missing a couple more lines. I'll remember to get back to that. But we'll center mark this. Then I'll draw a line down from here. I'll go through the part about 1/8 of an inch. And then I'll shorten this down so it's about 1/8 of an inch out. There's the center mark for this circular feature that we see hidden down here. One last thing, I need a couple lines here, and I need a center mark over here. So I'm going to take a line over and through. I'll shorten that down. Be very careful when you shorten these down that you don't skew the line off to the side or something, okay? It's a common mistake we see. Take that line out. And then we're going to project from here up and over. Oops, sorry. Up and over. Okay. All right. I'll trim those off from this edge. Put those on the object layer. And I do believe now we have all of the geometry in our drawing. And we are finished. So there you have a multi-view projection problem. Again, put this on the construct layer so it does not print. We don't want to see that in your final output. Okay. We'll let that go once or twice, but we'll start deducting points. One more quick thing. I'm going to put an inch border around this. So we'll insert, B size inch. When you drop that in, if by chance on a particular problem, if that miter line was sticking way out of the border, trim that off. It'll screw up the print because it'll compute the wrong size for the shape for the drawing when you go to print. So if your border or if your miter line sticks way out, if you kept it, you don't have to keep it. You can erase these if you want. If you keep it, put it on the construct layer and make sure to trim it off to the border if it sticks out. Okay. All right, I'm just going to take that border out of there. But there's the finished 2D drawing, multi-view drawing of our part. And you're ready now to move into the multi-view chapter. So good luck.